Have you ever wondered if something you ate before bed could silently put your health at risk? For so many of us, the foods we eat late at night can seem harmless, maybe even comforting. But what if I told you that certain everyday foods might be quietly harming your body? Especially as you get older? In fact, the tragic story of a 76-year-old man who passed away after eating the wrong thing before bed is a harsh wake-up call for all of us. In this video, we're going to shed light on 5 foods you should never eat before bed. If you want to protect your health, your energy, and your peace of mind, each one might surprise you. But understanding the risks is the first step toward making safer choices. And let me promise you this: by the end, you won't just know what to avoid, but you'll also feel more confident about taking charge of your nighttime habits. Stay with me until the very end, because I'll not only reveal each of these risky foods, but also explain why they're so problematic, especially for older adults. Along the way, I'll share tips that can help you sleep better, feel more secure, and keep living strong for many years to come. Let's get started. Number 1. The hidden danger of peanut butter sandwiches. One of the most overlooked risks for seniors is eating something as innocent as a peanut butter sandwich before bed. It may seem like a simple, wholesome choice: protein, a little sweetness, and it fills you up. But for many older adults, especially those living alone or dealing with minor swallowing problems, peanut butter can potentially become a real hazard. Peanut butter is thick, sticky, and has a tendency to cling to the roof of your mouth or the back of your throat. As we age, our swallowing reflex slows down, saliva production drops, and the muscles in our throat aren't quite as strong as they used to be. This combination means that what was once an easy snack can suddenly become a serious choking risk in the dark hours of the night when no one is nearby to help. Even people who've never had trouble swallowing can experience a sudden catch that triggers coughing or, in rare but tragic cases, silent choking. I once heard about a 77-year-old man named Harold from Michigan who enjoyed his nightly peanut butter toast until one evening he woke up gasping, unable to clear his throat, and had to call a neighbor for help. He was lucky. Thick foods like peanut butter, especially when eaten with bread, can block the airway if you fall asleep before fully swallowing. The risk is even greater if you have dentures, dry mouth, or sleep apnea. The psychology here is powerful. We trust what's familiar and may not realize that our bodies need us to adapt. If you notice yourself coughing after eating, clearing your throat more often, or feeling like food sticks when you swallow, don't ignore these gentle warnings from your body. The next time you get hungry late at night, think twice before reaching for peanut butter or any thick, sticky foods. Consider softer options, or better yet, try to finish your snacks at least an hour before bedtime. Being wise about your nighttime snacks isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The risk from peanut butter shows the importance of safe swallowing. But it's not the only danger. Next, we'll look at a savory snack many older adults love. Number 2. The surprising risk of cold cuts and processed meats. Cold cuts and processed meats are classic American staples. Easy to grab, full of flavor, and often seen as a quick fix when hunger strikes before bed. But while a turkey or ham sandwich might have been your late-night go-to for decades, these foods come with hidden dangers that become far more serious as we get older. First, let's talk about sodium. Most deli meats are loaded with salt and preservatives. Eating a salty snack before bed can lead to overnight spikes in blood pressure. This is significant, as nighttime blood pressure surges are closely linked to increased risk of stroke and heart attack in seniors. What's more, cold cuts are often high in nitrates and other preservatives, which can trigger headaches and disrupt your sleep. Many people find themselves waking up thirsty, getting leg cramps, or needing to use the bathroom more often during the night. Extra sodium and chemical additives can interfere with your medicines, causing swelling, dehydration, or even irregular heart rhythms. I remember talking with a neighbor, Carol, A 74-year-old widow who loved making herself a small plate of salami and cheese in the evening. Only after her doctor suggested cutting out late-night deli meats did those pounding headaches and swelling finally fade away. Here's the psychological hurdle. We don't like giving up foods tied to happy memories. But knowing the risks and making a small change in your nighttime habits can be the difference between a peaceful sleep and an emergency visit to the hospital. We've talked about the dangers of thick, sticky foods and salty, processed meats. Now, let's move on to a comfort food that can spell trouble for your digestive system. Number 3. The nighttime danger of hard cheeses and creamy dairy. Hard cheeses and creamy dairy foods are favorites for many older adults. These snacks feel comforting and familiar. But for seniors, dairy at night can stealthily set the stage for all kinds of trouble. The main issue starts with lactose. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at digesting lactose. Even if you've never had a problem with milk or cheese in the past, you might find yourself waking up at night with bloating, cramping, or even heartburn. Hard cheeses, in particular, pack a double punch. They're often high in both fat and sodium. Eating them before bed can raise your blood pressure, make you thirsty, and even trigger headaches or swelling by morning. Now let's talk about creamy dairy desserts like ice cream. These foods are rich and heavy, and tend to sit in your stomach long after you've gone to sleep. This can lead to acid reflux, causing you to wake up coughing or with a burning sensation in your chest. The psychology here is powerful. We associate dairy with comfort and nostalgia. But holding on to routines that no longer serve our health can slowly chip away at our energy and overall well-being. Take Earl, 79, who always ended his day with cheese and crackers. It wasn't until his doctor suggested switching to lighter, non-dairy evening snacks that Earl finally started sleeping through the night. Swap cheese and creamy desserts for gentler options, like fruit or a small handful of nuts. From digestion to sickness prevention, there are health risks we might not expect. This fourth thread isn't about the ingredients, but how you store it. Number 4. The silent threat of leftover rice and pasta. For many older Americans, reheated rice or pasta is a comfort food. Simple, filling, and easy to prepare. But most folks don't realize that these seemingly harmless leftovers can pose a hidden danger, especially when eaten late at night. In fact, improperly stored or reheated rice and pasta have been quietly linked to a surprising number of food poisoning cases among seniors every year. Here's the reason. When cooked rice or pasta is left sitting out at room temperature, it can quickly become a breeding ground for bacteria called Bacillus cereus. This type of bacteria isn't always killed by simple reheating. If you eat contaminated food, you could wake up a few hours later with nausea, stomach cramps, or worse. For older adults, food poisoning is much more serious. It can lead to dehydration, confusion, or even dangerous drops in blood pressure. Seniors who often have weaker immune systems are especially vulnerable to these kinds of infections. As we wrap up this video, I encourage you to adopt the 1-hour rule. Limit all of these mentioned foods at least 60 minutes before you go to sleep. Remember, making wise choices before bed isn't just about avoiding discomfort or accidents. It's about valuing yourself and giving your body the best chance to rest, recover, and thrive. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. To protect yourself, always store cooked rice and pasta in the refrigerator within 2 hours of cooking and reheat thoroughly until steaming hot. Seniors can't afford to gamble with their health, especially over something as preventable as food poisoning. Finally, let's talk about the most common enemy of a good night's sleep: sugar. Those sweet treats can be a real trap after dark. Number 5. The sleep-stealing effects of sugary cereals and sweets. Many older adults find themselves reaching for a bowl of cereal or a sweet roll just before bed. But sugary foods at night can subtly disrupt your sleep, leaving you feeling groggy in the morning. For one, those quick carbohydrates cause your blood sugar levels to spike, giving you a burst of energy just as your body's trying to wind down. The spike is followed by a crash, often in the middle of the night, which can wake you up unexpectedly. Repeated late-night sugar intake can make your body more resistant to insulin, which is especially risky for older adults already at risk of diabetes. Consider the story of Larry, 76, who always enjoyed a big bowl of Frosted Flakes. After talking with his doctor, Larry learned that his late-night sugar habit was wrecking his sleep and overall health. Sugary cereals and sweets are also notorious for triggering acid reflux. This can lead to chronic throat irritation and coughing, all of which quietly sap your vitality over time. If you've noticed your sleep getting worse, or your energy dipping, take a close look at what you're eating before bed. Try swapping sugary snacks for something lighter, like a small apple or a few almonds.